How did this guy get drafted to the NFL after playing football for only 3 months? This is Jordan Mailata, a 6'8", 365-pound offensive tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles. But he never played a minute of American football before the age of 20. Jordan grew up in Australia and he was a great rugby league player. His dream was to play professionally, but at 17 years old in 2015, he fainted while working out. And it was discovered that he had a heart condition that needed emergency surgery. He had multiple operations in 2015 and couldn't play rugby for over a year. He gained 40 pounds in that period of time, and when he returned in 2017, the only contract offer he had was a 1-year, $5,000 deal. All the teams that saw his film thought he was too big and didn't have the conditioning. But then, an unexpected opportunity came up. The National Football League had seen his highlights and invited him to try out for the International Pathway Program. In January 2018, at 20 years old with no football experience, Jordan flew to IMG Academy in Florida. He worked out 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. And just a few months later, that April, the Eagles selected him in the 7th round of the NFL draft. He first had a 4-year, $3 million deal. And then in 2021, signed a $64 million extension. Now this year, just 5 years after coming to America, he's the highest graded offensive lineman in football. And to hear more incredible stories just like this, drop a follow.
This is why the Eagles are so good. They have signed left tackle Jordan Mailata to a 3-year extension. It's not all that long ago that the Eagles drafted Mailata in the 7th round of the draft. And the return on investment that they've gotten has been fantastic. Mailata has never had a PFF grade under 70, had the second best PFF grade of his young career this season. Equally dynamic against both the rush and the pass, he's a huge weapon for Philadelphia. And although he's aging, this is a team that still has Lane Johnson at the right tackle position. He's still one of the best right tackles in the NFL. The Eagles tackle duo is fantastic, and that's why they are so good. There's a reason that Miles Sanders left for Carolina and was half of the back that he was in Philadelphia, getting replaced by Chuba Hubbard. It's the same reason that I think DeAndre Swift is going to struggle in Chicago. Even though their offensive line is good with the run, I think that the Eagles are in a tier of their own. And having Jalen Hurts, who's a dynamic rusher himself, only helps the run game. You can just tell they're focused on it. Look what the Eagles did this year. They locked up their starting guard and their starting left tackle and brought in Saquon Barkley, one of the game's most established running backs. I think it's clear what Philly is trying to do, and I applaud them for locking up one of their better players and applaud them for even having him in the first place. 7th round pick, what a find for Howie Roseman.
So this right here, this is one of Australian sport's great success stories right now, and that's not exaggerating it either. Jordan Mailata, he's inked another extension in the NFL with the Philadelphia Eagles, 3 years, $66 million. It takes him out to 2028, signed and secured with the NFC contender. And he's one of Australian sports' best performing athletes on the world stage right now. His transition from rugby league to one of the toughest positions in one of the toughest sports on the planet has just been downright absurd. He's going to be at the very pointy end of Australian sports' rich list for, at the very least, the next 5 years. And his performance over in America and on the world stage has just been out of control. Well done, Jordan.